Have you ever looked at people like Joseph Ali, Sammy Ingram, Kim Velez, or even me and wondered what is it about these people that allows them to manifest so easily and with such confidence? Well, in this video, I'm bringing you the top 5 traits of a successful and amazing manifestor so that you can implement these into your own life to create the perfect life for you. But before we get into that, hi everyone, welcome or welcome back. My name is Matthew, and if you are in need of my help in creating your perfect life, check the links down below in the comment section or the description where you can sign up for my email coaching. We will be doing the 3K 3-hour stream this weekend, so when I post a community tab showing the details, keep an eye out for it. With all this said, let's get into this video. The first trait that I want to talk about, and this is extremely important, is to not only listen, but then to apply. The thing that separates the people that get some successes or no successes at all with the people that manifest big things and little things consistently is the ability to learn and then apply said knowledge. Going at anything in this world without learning is going to be quite fruitless. You might get some beginner's luck, but you're not really going to get anywhere with it. However, the flip side of that is learning everything, but then not doing anything with it doesn't really make a difference either. So you need to find a common middle ground. And this is exactly what the best coaches, the best manifestors, the best people at creating their perfect lives have done. They have found I know what I need to do. They have learned enough to be able to say, yep, I need to make sure that I embody the state. I need to make sure I don't give into the 3D. I need to do all of these kind of things. And then they actually go and do it. So when they are presented with a bill, they're rich and abundant up here, so they handle it as a rich and abundant person. They know that if they wake up in the morning and do a nice affirmations rampage, that they should continue on the day in that state. So it is extremely important, and probably one of the most important, in my opinion, traits to have, where you can take on knowledge and be willing to learn it, but actually then apply it instead of just simply over consuming the knowledge, because it's like a comfort blanket. It makes you feel better to know everything or to be continuously reminded of everything, as opposed to doing what can be uncomfortable at the beginning, which is creating the results. When you first start trying to change assumptions, you can feel a bit silly, you can feel a bit uncomfortable, you can feel a bit delusional. And sometimes that is what stops people from actually applying it. And they would rather just consume, hoping that they'll find that one thing that will get them the instant result without them having to do anything, or without them having to potentially step out of comfort zones of changing consistent negative thinking. So the first trait is to listen and learn, but then actually apply the knowledge. The second trait is to be self-aware. I have seen people as clients and even in my DMs where day after day after day after day, they will come back to me repeating the same old story. Oh, this thing happened, what do I do? And the advice will always be the same. Or I might give them some new advice, hoping that it might get into their head that they need to not focus on this thing. And then the next day, oh, this has happened again, what do I do? And then the next day, oh, this is happening again, what do I do? You need to be self-aware that in every time you accept an undesirable circumstance to be your truth and to mean that it's not coming or that you have to do anything, that you are creating more of it. You need to be self-aware enough to be able to say, yep, I can see that I am in this victim state. I can see that I may not be putting in the work as much as I should be to bring myself out of this victim state. You need to be in a position where you can look at your behaviors, at your attitudes, at your thoughts and your mental wiring and go, yep, there is a problem there. I'm going to resolve it by working on X, Y, Z. However, I do see a lot of people, and these are especially the people that do struggle to manifest, which is very unfortunate, but they always come to me day after day after day, basically repeating the same email as the day they did before. Whereas I've had this situation, I'm panicking, I'm spiraling, what do I do? And if we were to look back in the email chain, you would see I would have given them numerous of different potential exercises that they could have done to help them out. But it is the act of needing a blanket and going to someone else instead of being self-aware that, right, something has happened, I don't like this, however, I can deal with this using XYZ. Or, oh, yep, I see where this has happened because my thoughts have been at XYZ. When you become self-aware of your thoughts, your assumptions, your behaviors, your reactions, you will find that not only are you able to control them a lot better, but you're also not recreating them as much. So if you become, I keep messing up, if you can become self-aware of yourself, obviously, you will find that manifesting is much easier. And another sort of add-on to this point, I've had a couple of people now saying, well, my person is doing this with a friend, like they're going out for dinner with a friend, like how could they do this to me? I thought they loved me. And then in a couple of emails later, they might be like, oh, I'm going out with this person. We're going on a date. Now, I have zero judgment whether you want to date around while manifesting or whether you want to drop your SP for someone else. It is your life and I want you to do what makes you happy. However, hopefully me stating this out loud will show you what I mean, but can you not see the problem there? Where you have so much control and so much obsession over this person, they're not allowed to go out with friends, but you are. Now, this is obviously going to account for a handful of people, and I'm well aware that not everyone will resonate with this or will have been in a position where they've done this. But as a coach that a lot of people come to, I have seen this time and time again where people don't like their person being friends with people, but they can do it themselves. This comes from a very lackful self-concept. This comes from, I need to make sure they stay in this little box so that they can't possibly leave me or go off with someone else, but I can do whatever I want. And when you become self-aware of this fact of how you are behaving, you can then work on it so that you don't have to behave like that. So the second point is to become self-aware. The third trait of a successful manifestor, and this is going to be especially important for new manifestors or people that are new to conscious creation, being resilient. Especially at the beginning of our journey when we're just learning, we're just noticing that our thoughts create, we might have had a breakup, because that's usually how people get into this, either breakup or money issues. We are in a very desperate state. We are in a very much a struggle state. And we are trying to change assumptions that have taken years to build up. So at first, it doesn't always work out. And this does still apply to people who have been in the law for years. I've had clients come to me saying, I've been doing this for 8 months and I know everything about the law and it's still not working. I'm still getting undesirable circumstances. Resilience is key. Being able to look at a situation that is undesirable and instead of going, oh, woe is me, you say, look at this positive in the situation. Or you could say, no, that's not for me because I'm in this reality where my desire lives. Being resilient and being able to keep going regardless of what you see, persisting until it hardens into fact, whatever little statement that you have for persisting, being able to do this day in and day out, being your new person, being somewhat delusional to the point that you have your desire is extremely important. If you were to give up when you see the first sign of a negative 3D, you won't get your desire. If you just give up and say, oh, clearly no one loves me. Oh, clearly I'm not qualified for this job. Oh, well, clearly I'm not supposed to have my perfect house because XYZ. If that's how you behave, that's how you're going to continue your life until you break that cycle. And to break the cycle, sometimes it does take some resilience. Sometimes it does take being able to look at a situation and no matter how much it might hurt or how much it might disappoint you, you are able to say, it's all good because I've got XYZ going for me. Or because in this situation, I can see the positives. Or because I know I deserve the best kind of life and I'm willing to put in some of the work now to change these assumptions and not to be, for want of a better term, a little bitch, and I'm going to go forward. Because I do, again, as a coach with a lot of people coming to, and I help as best as I can, and none of this is said meant to be a bad thing and I love you all equally, but a lot of people do come to me in very much a victim state, and I've had people come to me and be like, I feel like giving up because of something very minor. And I'll look at that as someone with one of these traits and I'm like, really? That's why you want to give up? You say that you love this individual or you want this career this much and you're willing to give up over something so minor, or what I would depict as minor. Obviously, everyone has different ways of handling stuff, but I would look at it and be like, really? That's the reason you want to give up? So mental resilience is extremely important. Being able to look at a situation and being like, doesn't matter because I've got going for me, is extremely important. The fourth trait is to dream big. This isn't so much a trait that makes you an amazing manifestor, as in the ability to bring stuff in, but this is a trait that allows you to create the best of lives. The people that have massive houses with amazing cars and do this full time, and they have people that are willing to pay £800 for a course, these people are living this amazing life because they dream big. They look at themselves and go, my coaching, my courses, my deserving, my worthiness is worthy of these amazing cars, these amazing houses. So if you want this, you need to dream big. You need to not look at yourself and be like, okay, well, I'm just starting out as a coach and I think I might charge super cheap because, you know, I need to make sure that people are happy to come to me as a coach, and I need to make sure that I'm super cheap. And while yes, I can manifest lots of clients, I need to make sure that it's cheap so that I can then, you know, that's not dreaming big. That's trying to limit yourself, which is obviously a bit of a self-concept thing in itself. But dreaming big is what creates the perfect life. Now, I know that my services are quite cheap, so I probably am a bit of a contradiction, but that's because I want to help as many people as possible, not because I don't believe that I could be worth X amount. I know that I could put my prices up a lot more and still get clients. I just choose not to for other reasons. But it's that ability to dream big. In my most recent, not my most recent one, in the video 2 videos ago, I said about I do an affirmations of I earn 10K a month. Now, to a lot of people, earning 10K a month is a huge amount. And that might be a bit of a daunting number. And I guarantee a couple of people watched that video, and even though I said to shoot for the stars and land on the moon, they still would have aimed for the moon to basically just break free from the atmosphere. I guarantee that there was still a few people that were like, oh yeah, but a couple of thousand still sounds like too much. You know what? I think I can do 500. This is because you don't dream big enough. This is because you either don't believe in the universe enough, like as in it can be done, or you don't believe in yourself enough to be able to bring it in. And while, yes, obviously self-concept is extremely important to create an amazing life, dreaming big and going for what would seem impossible to others is exactly what is going to bring you that impossible life that others can't have because they're not dreaming big. Like I said in my money video, even if I didn't reach my 10K, because my focus is a high number, I can land on anything in 10K as I receive this amount. Whereas if I only focus on receiving 2K, I limit myself. I would rather potentially not earn 10K but still earn 7K over potentially not earning 2K but still earning 700. This is why you need to dream big. And this is why you look at these massive channels that can charge silly amounts and that can have massive houses, and some people are on holiday constantly like, oh, I've just gone away to Italy, and then the week later, oh, I'm just going to Spain. It's because they're dreaming big. They know what they're worth. They know that they can have anything, so why limit themselves? So please start dreaming big. The fifth and final trait is a willingness to help others. Now, this might seem a bit insignificant because obviously we are wanting to manifest the perfect things in our lives. So why would we help others? The reason being, willingness to help others shows an abundance in what you already have. It either shows an abundance of time, it might show an abundance of love, it shows an abundance of money. If you're willing to help others without the need for something in return, you are one of the most abundant people on this planet. If you can give money to someone without wanting that money back, you are essentially the richest person on the planet. Because you are now stating that I have all of this money to be able to give it away, and the universe gives you exactly that. If you've got enough love to be able to help someone and be there for someone without them needing to be there for you in return, you are in an abundance of love. which means the universe will give you more love to be abundant with. So if you are willing to help others, you will get more in return. And obviously we shouldn't be helping others to get stuff in return, but that trait of being able to look at someone who might need some help in something and being able to be like, yep, I'm going to help you, will help you create your perfect life. Because where your focus goes, energy flows. So if you focus on someone else and you give them something and you see how happy they are, or you see how much of a difference it makes, or even just the act of thinking about that situation. For example, let's say you buy someone a gift. You're in the process of thinking about gifts. So there's a potential that you might even get a gift in return as part of impressing your subconscious mind with the concept of buying and receiving gifts. So if you have a willingness to help others, you are stating that you are in an abundance of basically anything that you are willing to help with. Which means the universe takes this and goes, right, we're in an abundance. We're willing to just throw it away because we have more than enough. Here's something to prove that we have more than enough. This is a bit of a goofy example, but I tip my hairdresser extra money. I tip waiters extra money compared to what people think is the normal amount to do. If I see someone bringing something in from their car to their house and it looks heavy, I'll offer to help. If I can help, I will. And the universe is always rewarding me in abundance in regards to those things. The other day I made an example where I offered my umbrella out, and as a return I ended up getting a premium client. This happened the last time I went to my hairdressers as well, where I gave him extra money as like a tip, and the same day I got a couple of extra clients. Every time I give, very quickly I'm rewarded. And I'm not giving to be rewarded, I'm giving because I know that other people could do with it more than I can. But this is exactly the kind of mindset of someone with an abundance of stuff, therefore I am given an abundance of stuff. Also, you just want to see people happy. Like if you're helping your family out, and if you have a good relationship with your family or your friends, and you're like, yeah, I'm offering you this because I can see that you could do with it, or I'm trying to be nice, or I think it would benefit you, you see them happy. And for me personally, an internal gratification is given. If I see that I've made someone else happy by something that I've done, I feel like I've accomplished something good. I feel like even if it was only 0.00001% of the population, I feel like I've changed the world a little bit. For every person that I help, whether it's for free, whether it's because I have more to offer, whether it's because I just see them struggling, whatever the reason I help, I always think that I'm doing good in the world. I'm offering more positivity and I'm giving more out. And as a result, I get more in, but also I feel like I've accomplished something. I feel the gratification of being like, yep, that person needed my help and I was there for them. And that in itself is amazing. It's an amazing feeling. So I highly recommend you build up a willingness to help others. These are the 5 traits of an amazing manifestor in my opinion. If you've enjoyed this video, like, comment and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.